Good morning, everyone. This is Courtney from Ruby Red Farm. Today I'm going to be showing you how to take a totally unkempt garden and get it ready for this year. So if you are like me, by the time fall comes around, you're kind of tired of the gardening and ready to get to canning and ready for winter. And that leads to a garden that ends up looking like this. When you have a space that's just completely not ready for plants, there's a lot of steps you've got to do to get them ready. The first step though is to clean up last year's mess. Now this area here is typically where we put our hot peppers, but you do want to keep your spicier peppers away from the rest of the garden. If you're in a small area, as long as they're separated, it's really not that big of a deal. We grow quite a few, so we prefer to do them in a totally separate place to avoid spicy green peppers by accident. This area is a spot that we typically will do with a hand tiller. However, I really don't feel like messing with that today. Since it's a small section, I figured I'd show you guys how to do it the old-fashioned way and just get it done by hand. Gonna go ahead and get last year's hot peppers out of here. Next up, because I let this go so long, I need to go ahead and get some of the larger weeds out of there. Not trying to go and plant a bunch of seeds for weeds. I'm trying to get everything as a clean slate so I can put my plants in. Gonna go ahead and remove the big ones now. All right, the next step after cleaning up all of last year's mess is that I'm gonna go ahead and start tilling the ground. So to do that with a shovel, all I am doing is digging down, I would say about a half a shovel's depth, flipping it over and chopping it up. So it's just scoop, flip, chop over and over again. This will be the part that takes the absolute longest out of this whole process. Then we'll get to the next step. I just found an egg. I think we're gonna give that one to the animals. Oh, so close. Oh, holy cow. Okay. So that's gonna get sped up, but for the record, that took me an hour and a half to do. Every Monday I go to work and I'm like, man, I'm so sore. I'm so tired. I have no idea why. This is why, guys. I'm a mess. It's just the way gardening goes. So it's been really wet here. We had at least an inch of rain the other night, and so we have a lot of clay in our soil. It makes it very heavy. So you saw it was sticking to my shoes, sticking to my shovel. Got it all done though. And so I'm gonna go grab a drink, probably change my shirt, and I'll show you guys the last step that I do to get my garden ready. All right, I feel better. The last step in this process then would be amending your soil. Now, our soil, as I mentioned, has a lot of clay, but really it doesn't bother me too much. Reason being is that our stuff still grows really well. So the only amending that I really do is I'll dig the hole for each of my plants, and then I'm gonna be adding some manure. A lot of people will add manure, compost, any other kind of organic material just to kind of get some life into the dirt. Judging by the amount of worms that I disrupted during this process, our dirt's plenty alive. I know some people in other parts of the country will have to add lime, for example, or add things to make the dirt more acidic. You can get your soil tested. We've never had to do anything that specific because thankfully here in Indiana, the dirt is just relatively fertile in general. So again, a little bit of manure, getting my plants in, and then this garden's ready to roll. The good stuff. Time for plants. Bring me the pack too. I need to know which one it was, so go get it. Yep. All right, friends, and that's it. That's how you get a garden from completely unacceptable to fully prepped and ready for the season. Don't let anybody fool you into saying that gardening is easy. There's a reason I tell my patients that it definitely counts as exercise. I hope you found this video helpful. Please subscribe for more, and happy gardening, friends. This was Courtney from Ruby Red Farm, and I hope you all have a great day.